everyone. Happy Saturday. I am with my husband, Jason. We are just going on a little road trip today. I just wanted to say really quickly, if you have not checked out my website, www.redefinemynormal.com, please do. You can subscribe to my website there. There's a little subscribe, follow box you can fill out. Also, you can subscribe to my podcast on iTunes or whatever is your favorite podcast player of choice. Just search Renee Keith Redefining Podcast and I will come up and you can follow it. In the latest blog and podcast that I posted, podcast just was posted last night, and I'm sorry, this truck, look, this truck, I'm bouncing. Hey, can you keep that a little bit stiller for me so I can video here? I am very honored to be able to tell you about why Redefining Normal has become the name of my ministry. In order to tell you why Redefining Normal is important to me, I had to be able to tell you about my little brother. And honestly, I was a little nervous to share about someone else, to talk about someone else. You're kind of nervous about doing that. So I had written the blog for, I guess, a week. I had proofread it 800 times, which I know you still find errors in my blog. I proofread, I promise. I proofread over and over, and it's just impossible to never mess up. Okay. That arm got tired. I had to switch arms there. So I get a little nervous, to talk about someone else. So I'd written the blog, I had read it over and over again, and finally I was brave and I texted my little brother and I asked him, I was like, hey, I am telling about why redefining normal is important to me, and of course that includes talking about you. So I was wondering if you would proofread the blog and make sure that it was okay with you. And he texts me back and he said, I trust you. He said, if you want me to read it, I will, but I trust you. You can go ahead and post it. Well, I was still nervous. So I said, yeah, I think I want you to check it out. So I sent it to him, and then he made me cry when he replied. Again, you'll hear in the blog how he truly is an artist with words. And then after he read it, what he sent me was, again, art with words. So I just hope that you will listen, read and listen. And if you know anyone, if you or anyone that you know is struggling with the question that I asked my little brother all those years ago, will life ever be normal again? This has just become so passionate for me, because whereas I know how my normal changed and I know what I lost, but there are other people. I think about people who've been married for 40, 50 years, and then they've lost someone, and they are coming home and to this empty house, or they're sitting there and the recliner beside them is empty. I think about the military man who has come home and he left with legs or limbs, and he's coming home without them. Someone who used to be able to walk, and now some disease has them in a wheelchair. Just think of so many people who are crying out, I miss things about my old me, my normal, and will things ever be normal again? Please share this with them. My heart and my words and my little brother's words to me as I cried out that question. God will redefine your normal. It's 13 and a half years later. I cannot say I fully understand that, but I do know that I thought I would never smile again. I thought I would never laugh again, enjoy life again. I remember saying I can never sing again. And somehow, day by day, one step at a time, I smile. I also sometimes don't smile, right, honey? I do smile though, and I enjoy life, and I just want to encourage other people. Just because your life is different does not mean your life is over. Thank you so much for supporting me. Please check out my blog, my website, podcast, And if you know anyone else who could benefit from hearing the hope of my story, please share.